Hello again, it's Sean here from Crest Investigations, Northwich in Cheshire. Following on from my initial introductory video blog, I'd just like to cover a couple of little aspects with regards to certain issues. Or some myths, shall we say, that people think can or can't be done by investigators on their behalf. One thing in particular, and it seems to be in this day and age of technical advancement, people seem to think that you can, or private investigators can, legally obtain information of a sensitive nature from people's mobile phones, computers, etc., etc. Now, don't get me wrong, these services can be done. And I'm sure that they are happening all of the time. However, if you get in touch with a private investigator or a private investigation company and they say, yes, we can obtain information of a sensitive nature from your husband, partner, ex-husband, ex-partner's excuse me, mobile phone, and it's going to cost you X, Y, Z. I would be very wary of anybody that tells you that they can do this for you. Now, they may or may not be able to do that for you. This can be done. There is, with certain technical know-how and certain, shall we say, unscrupulous practices, you as a member of the public, never mind a private investigator, can access people's personal information on their phones, tablets, computers, etc. This is all illegal. If you have a private investigation firm who say that they can do this for you, I would steer well clear if I was you. Not only is it illegal, but for them to do it, it's possibly illegal for you to ask them to do it. An example of this is what happened. This really came to the fore with regards to the News of the World scandal with regards to certain individuals who have actually been portrayed as private investigators in the media, though they weren't. They were actually people who worked directly or indirectly, if you like, for the paper or papers themselves. They weren't private investigators, and they weren't members of any affiliated investigation associations, because any investigator worth his salt would not have done what they did. But for those that aren't aware of it, they basically tapped the phones of certain high-profile people and obtained information of a certain nature, which gave them the jump, basically, on all sorts of stories that they could print, scandals, if you like, which ended up ruining a lot of these people's lives. It affected their livelihoods, their health, etc., etc. And we had what was called the Leveson Inquiry as a result, and certain individuals were found guilty of offences which have now would be considered quite serious and are currently serving fairly lengthy prison sentences. Not only were the so-called investigators that did the illegal activities, i.e. the phone taps, jailed, so were some of the people who employed them from the newspaper, because basically they were inciting the people who did the phone tapping to do so. So essentially, if you want information from a private individual's phone, computer, etc., etc., it's illegal and it shouldn't be done via a private investigator. As I say, these things can be done, but essentially the only people that can do this sort of activity legally in the UK are government agencies who work under the auspices of quite severe data protection legislation, agencies such as the police and the national crime agencies. They can do these things, but they can't just do them willy-nilly. They have to be they have to go through quite a rigorous process of being allowed to do so, and it has to be all run by what are called surveillance commissioners. who are at a very high governmental level to ensure that people's rights aren't abused. So essentially, if you want somebody's phone, computer, etc. examining, it can be done in certain ways and means, but not for your everyday fishing expeditions. And as I say, the vast majority of this would not be done by private investigators, it would be done by the police and emergency services. So that was just to cover one little aspect with regards to some of the things that we do. Mobile phones and computers can be examined, and indeed that's a normal course of investigation, but only in relation to certain crimes or potential crimes. There are certain things that can and can't be done with regards to levels of investigation, particularly of a technical nature, that can be done with regards to phones and computers, but they have to fit within a certain legal framework, and the vast majority of that will not be done by private investigators, it will be done by the police. Right, so that just covers that. So if anybody wants to come on the phone to Crest Investigations and say, I've got a partner who's cheating on me and I've got his phone number, blah blah blah, can you tell me what he's doing? No, we can't. And if you find anybody that says that they can, be very, very wary. So that just covers that aspect. Until the next time, I'll say goodbye. This is Sean Giblin from Crest Investigations, signing off again. Bye for now.